On today's episode of Toledo Cars, some news about the Ford Bronco and my own commentary on 4 things that I think Ford really got right. Hey guys, it's Kyle. We're trying out some new equipment. I got a new lens, 50mm 1.8, and a new green screen. So we're gonna try and make a cool video for you guys. In between the car reviews that I post every 2 weeks, I wanna bring some automotive commentary and opinion to the table for you guys. So I wanna go over some things I really like about the Ford Bronco and some recent news. So yesterday, Ford announced that they are in fact going to pair the manual transmission available in the Bronco with the Sasquatch Package, which is the 35-inch tires, the locking diffs, the lifted suspension, all that good stuff. So everybody that was kind of holding out on the Bronco to get the good Sasquatch Package with the manual, you got what you wanted. That was me. I fall in that group. I really want to order a base with a manual and the Sasquatch Package. I'd be pretty happy with that. Maybe a Badlands. It depends on pricing, but that's something I'm looking forward to doing potentially next year. But we'll see how things play out, what the prices are and all that good stuff. Maybe I'll try to find a used one or something like that. So everybody that wanted that and whined and cried about that on the internet, including me, we got what we wanted. Ford hooked us up. So check that out in the future. And I want to go over some things that I think the Bronco really got right. One of those is part of the manual transmission. So if you notice on the Ford Bronco, the 7-speed manual transmission has an extra gear over the standard 6-speed. It's a crawler gear, and it's dog-legged and down to the left, actually behind reverse. And I think this is a genius move on Ford's part. It's really gonna make getting out of sticky situations where you're really stuck, you gotta rock the vehicle back and forth, a lot easier than, say, in my Wrangler, where reverse is all the way behind 5th gear over to the right, and you got to get all the way over to 1st gear to rock it back and forth. And you guys know, if you're really stuck, how crucial that timing is. So I think Ford really did a great job with the design of that shift pattern, that crawler gear. I think it's really smart. I think it's going to really help people off-roading. The second thing I think Ford really got right with the Ford Bronco is the independent front suspension. Now, I know some of the rock crawler guys and some of the Jeep guys are going to disagree with me on this, but if you want to go fast off-road, independent front suspension is the way to go. All the big trophy trucks have independent front suspension, and there's really not, a class of vehicles designed to do high-speed off-roading, desert running, stuff like that has a solid axle anymore. I think the detriment that we're going to see to the slow rock crawling, stuff like that, there is a case to be made for the solid front axle in that use case scenario. But the detriment that we're going to see to rock crawling versus the gains for high-speed stability and on-road comfort are, way outweighed by those gains. So I think Ford did a really great job designing this. I think independent front suspension is the way to go, and I think they did this one right. They made the right move here. There's a lot of successful off-roaders with independent front suspension. Third thing I think Ford got really right, and actually it dropped my jaw when I watched it the first time, is the front sway bar that can disconnect under load. Now, anybody that's been around, the late model Jeeps that have the electronic front sway bar disconnect from the factory, they know that these break all the time, hardly ever work. They're hard to get reseated and reconnected once they are disconnected, and if they're loaded up, you can't disconnect them. So if you're out on the trail and you're already off-roading and you forgot to disconnect, they're hard to disconnect because you got to find a flat place. And when it comes time for them to hook back up, they rarely ever do, and you're sometimes left sort of driving down the road with an unhooked sway bar, which isn't ideal. It's not the end of the world, but not a great situation. I think Ford nailed it with this hydraulic disconnect, and to see it be fully articulated and then disconnect and drop that other wheel and allow the lifted wheel to come up, that's really cool. It's really great technology, and I think Ford absolutely nailed it with this one. The fourth thing I think Ford really got right with the Ford Bronco is understanding what their customers want. I think the Sasquatch package is a brilliant move in making it available on every available trim, including the base. Really puts it out there for customers to use as they want. You know, you get into Jeeps with, you know, you have to go with the Rubicon to get all that technology, the locking diffs, everything good like that. And that's, you know, that's a $40,000+ rig when you load one out, maybe close to 50. So I think Ford did a great job of giving the customers what they want, which is the really good hardcore off-road technology, the locking diffs, the bigger tires, the lifted suspension on that base model, allowing people with, you know, less of a budget to get that higher end stuff and not have to swap it in later. Because let's be honest, you know, as much as people do re-gear and add in locking differentials, nobody really wants to do that to their brand new factory rig. They want that capability from the factory. And I think Ford nailed it with that package. So those are my thoughts on the Bronco. 4 things Ford really did right, and bringing you that news about the manual transmission available in the Ford Bronco with the Sasquatch package. So that's big news. Everybody was looking for that. So we'll try to get one to review when they come out and when they're available. Try to take it up to Bunny Hill and off-road it a little bit if we can, if somebody will let us. And we'll see how it does. So won't know till we drive it, but it looks like a good rig, and we're excited about it. Thanks, guys. See you in a couple weeks with another review. And on Sunday, I'm taking the Fiesta to an autocross event. It's sort of a private event, not an official autocross, but it'll be really fun. We'll get a lot of good runs in, and we'll bring you guys along. We'll make a video after that. So subscribe and like everything on the channel. Watch my other videos, and can't wait to make more content for you. Thanks.